Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and I'm absolutely disgusted with the mainstream reaction to Thomas Tuchel being England manager. We're going to go through some of the comments from the so-called experts, but they're dinosaurs. Somebody call up David Attenborough. Jurassic Park. It's absolutely incredible to me just how they have not read the room again and have gone stomping off onto TV doing interviews, thinking that they're talking for the masses, and they're not. And this is why, for all its criticism, social media is so important. Because before social media, 15 years ago, all you'd have is Neville, Carragher, Lineker, the talk sports of this world telling you what a disgrace it is that we haven't got an English coach. And what's actually happening is people are responding it to going, you're dinosaurs. You're absolutely clueless. What is it you're talking about? Of course, you're entitled to your opinion, but you are spouting rubbish. You know, and I want to go through some of the stuff that's been said because I just find it absolutely incredible. So, first of all, apparently, let's start off with Gary Neville. So he said that Gareth Southgate did a good job. It doesn't feel right to me that it's not going to be an English manager in charge. Serious questions have to be answered of the FA. St George's Park was set up to encourage English coaching. And as I said, he clearly wants an English coach and feels that we should be creating our own style of play and our own managers. And obviously that Southgate did a good job. It is not the job of England fans and the FA to create a situation for crap England coaches to manage national teams. We've just had 8 years of that with Southgate. He didn't do a good job, Gary. The football was embarrassing. What happened literally 2 months ago? I know you get up early and you have long days and 2 months to you probably feels like 2 years. But in the Euros, Southgate was hounded out by the public, even though we got to a final, because they were fed up of the crap football he was playing. 8 years we've had of that. We had Hodgson before that. We've actually had an English coach since 2012. So in 12 years, Gary, what have we seen those English coaches do for the English game? Where is the style of football? How many more opportunities do you want to give them? There's a word for that sort of stuff. You know, you've got Carragher saying, what did Carragher say? Should be your best against their best. And so basically saying, you know, we've got English players, so it should be an English manager. Why? What are we trying to create here? There's a word for this sort of stuff. Why are we trying to create a situation, a silo, a discrimination where you can only be the England manager if you are English? What if a Brazilian man marries a woman who is English and they bring their child up in Brazil and they learn everything about Brazilian football, but when they're 18, they come to England and they start their coaching badges? When they're 32, do they not get the England job because they grew up in Brazil with an English mother? It's 2024. I'm stunned by the actual reaction to so many people across the mainstream basically saying English means English. We want English managers. It's such a flawed argument. And you know what it is? I think it betrays just what happens with the passage of time. They are dinosaurs. It's an ideology that probably was in existence prominently in the 80s, the 90s, but it's 2024 and there's nothing wrong with them having that opinion. But when it's blanket across the mainstream, it's so frustrating. So frustrating because it is completely and utterly flawed. The bottom line is English coaches are not good enough. Since 2008, I think it is, no English manager has won a trophy. That's the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup and the Premier League 3 times a year for 16 years. That's nearly 50 opportunities. No English manager has won it. And you'll get people going, well, they don't get the opportunity. They don't get the opportunity to manage Arsenal or Man United because they're shit. They're crap. What you're basically doing is you want to say, because you've got an English passport, we're going to give you more opportunities than everybody else. There's words for that, and it's wrong. It's wrong in other ways, and it's wrong in that way as well. You should not be taking an English manager and saying, we're going to give... And as for St George's Park, so bloody what? What am I supposed to do as an Englishman then? What is everybody else supposed to do? We're going to give up winning trophies like we have done for the last 60 years because we want to be the nation that has fantastic footballers, but we want to give crap coaches opportunities that others deserve. How's about get the best person for the job? How's about this whole St George's Park bullshit is bullshit. We've had English managers for 12 years and our style of football, well, we have got a style of football. Crap. Park the bus. Crap. Embarrassing. If an English coach wants to be successful, I'll give you a pathway. Get off your arse, do your badges, go around Europe, go around the Premier League, ask to do little sit-ins like a lot of coaches do, start from the bottom, work your way up. There's nothing stopping you. In fact, you've probably got more of a chance of doing it because of the country that you're starting in than somebody from Portugal or France. Yet they managed to do it. It's a mentality thing. It's probably a society thing. Entitlement. I'm English, I don't have to do that. And of course, it's not helped by the fact that a lot of people who want to do coaching are Wayne Rooney, Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard. These people were probably earning 200-300 grand a week as a footballer. They stopped doing that and they want to go straight into a big job and people give them big wages. The best coaches predominantly are coaches that start at the bottom and work their way up. Look at the likes of Jurgen Klopp. Look at the likes of Jose Mourinho. Look at the likes of Arsene Wenger. Look at the likes of Sir Alex Ferguson. He started off in Scotland. We want our son. St George's Park was built for English managers to learn how to be a manager. Piss off. Go and learn in the French league. Go and learn in the Portuguese league. This is entitlement and it needs calling out. And I tell you what, it's very disappointing. I mean, you got Gary Lineker saying, I'd have given the job to Carsley. I saw enough that he was an exciting option. Oh my God. You know, I could sit here and get frustrated. They're frustrated because they want it to be an English manager. I think it should be an English manager. It's completely and utterly flawed. It's so flawed. I mean, I've said this so many times, I'm bored. I would love the opportunity to sit with any one of those and literally sit them down on, you know, some of the stuff I've said here and a hell of a lot more. But they won't do it because they're terrified. They're terrified. They want mainstream media locked down to ex-players. I could get frustrated by that. I could say, it's disgusting. They want an English manager for the England job. It's disgusting how everywhere I look on the mainstream, it's always a very naive ex-player pontificating, telling us what we should think. And 9 times out of 10, a football fan will give you a better opinion. And yet, that never changes, does it? It's the same as how they want an English coach. We have to listen to poor punditry every day of every year forever because they've played the game. What do I do about that? What do some of you do about that? I don't sit there crying about it. I go, well, there's an alternative. I'm going to go, oh, they've given the England manager to Tuchel. What am I going to do? It's exactly what I do about that mainstream domination from ex-players. I get up, I go out, and I start things like That's Football. I start things like the United Stand. I start things like that, and we grow, and we talk and have the conversations we want to have, and that's what we do. And if you're an English coach who's moaning because Tuchel's got the job, instead of sitting there going, Gary, I can't believe it. Oh, I know, it's not fair, is it? I know. How am I supposed to get a job? I tell you I'm supposed to get a job, like everybody else gets a bloody job. Go and prove yourself. I think there is such a massive opportunity for English coaches if they get off their arse and do their job. You shouldn't be living off freebies from St George's Park and all the money's there and I'll be an English, I'm going to get fast-tracked to the England manager's job because I've got an English passport. How's about you get off your arse, you look at some of the other good coaches, you read some books, you go and watch some matches, you go and do some coaching, you put some money in your pocket, you go away to bloody Italy, you look at like one of the teams in the top league there, you spend a couple of weeks with them, then you go to Germany, you take a few notes, you start coaching, you start implementing ideas, you fuse a little bit of this, you fuse a little bit of that. You do what coaches around the world have been doing for decades. Most football styles will go back to Brazil 70, the Netherlands in the early 70s. Like, everything is an evolution of what's been before. And it doesn't matter what nationality you are. That's what 2024 is meant to be all about. It doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter where you were born. There are opportunities there for you if you want to go and get them. And this self-entitlement, I mean, that's what frustrates me. An Englishman must manage the English national team. Why? Why? What was it like when you were walking around with Tyrannosaurus Rex, your bloody dinosaurs? Why? Nobody wants that. I want England to win. And what if Thomas Tuchel doesn't win? What if he takes us to the semi-final and we play brilliantly and we lose because of VAR? He's not a failure. Maybe there's going to be a whole new movement around England, and maybe Thomas Tuchel in charge of England will inspire the coaches just the same as the likes of Zola did when he came to the Premier League. The reason English football, and the reason we've got the likes of Saka and Foden, is because we had people like Zola and Hullet and Klinsmann and all the original foreign players that came in, and the Bergkamps, and then you've got the Ronaldos and the Henrys. Our rich tapestry of English football and the way that our players play is because of the implementation of foreign players. We need to do that with our coaching. And what have we had for the last 8 years? We've had the likes of Sir Alex Ferguson, Arsene Wenger, Jose Mourinho, Pep Guardiola in this league, and we give it to Gareth Park the Bus Southgate, who style of football, he's probably would make you believe he's never seen a bloody Pep Guardiola game in his bloody life. If we want our own style of football, it doesn't exist. Any style of football now is just going to be an evolution of what's come before. Pep's an evolution of what came before. Everybody is. Maybe Thomas Tuchel can inspire our coaches not to play like Gareth Southgate. Get your comments in below. Smash a like on the video. I'll speak to you on the next one.